Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Sarosh and I am a foundation level student at Mahan School F at campus Islamabad. And today I am doing my Chatgpt and my topic is sorry. So let's start it. Hello Chatgpt, can you listen me?
Of course, Sarosh. I'm here and I'm listening closely. I'd love to hear what you're working on. What aspect of sorry are you focusing on, or what would you like to explore or discuss first?
So Chatgpt, today I have some questions for you. Can we start it?
Absolutely. Go ahead and ask your questions, and I'll do my best to help you with them. What would you like to dive into first?
Okay, so my first question is that what does the word sorry truly represent?
That's a really powerful question. I think sorry is a word that represents more than just an apology. It's a recognition of harm, a willingness to take responsibility, and a bridge toward repairing a relationship. What made you choose this topic? Are you focusing on personal experiences or something more cultural?
So ChatGPT, my next question is that why do people apologize?
That's a great follow-up. People apologize for a lot of reasons, sometimes to express genuine remorse, sometimes to restore trust, or even just to show they care about the other person's feelings. Apologies can be a first step toward healing and rebuilding a connection.
Okay, nice. So my next question is that is saying sorry a sign of strength?
That's an interesting angle. It can be, yes. Sometimes people say sorry because they feel guilty or even because they're anxious about causing more conflict. But it can also be a sign of emotional maturity, knowing when to step back, acknowledge harm, and take responsibility for your actions.
Okay. So my next question is that why is apologize important in daily life?
Yeah, that's a big one. Apologizing is important because it keeps our relationships healthy. It shows respect, it diffuses tension, and it helps people feel heard and valued. Without apologies, small misunderstandings can really grow into bigger issues in daily life.
So ChatGPT, my next question is that can one apology change someone's feeling?
Absolutely, it can. A sincere apology can really validate someone's emotions, help them feel understood, and often it can rebuild trust. Of course, it depends on how genuine it is and whether actions follow soon after, but it can really shift how someone feels.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that does apology always mean admitting guilt?
Ah, that's a really good point. Not necessarily. An apology doesn't always have to mean you believe you did something morally wrong. Sometimes it's just an acknowledgement of the impact you had, even if it was unintended. So you can apologize to preserve connection without fully admitting personal fault.
Okay. So my next question is that where did the word sorry originate from?
That's a fascinating question. The word sorry actually comes from the Old English word sorry, which meant stressed or just full of sorrow. Over time, it evolved across different languages to become the simple, everyday word we use now.
Okay, nice. So my next question is that how did ancient people apologize?
Ah, that's really interesting. In ancient times, people apologized through rituals, gestures, or even formal acts. For example, in some cultures, they might offer gifts, perform a bow, or even write formal letters. It was often a big deal because it wasn't just words, it was a whole process of restoring harmony.
So ChatGPT, can you tell me that were apologize important in early societies?
Oh, definitely. In early societies, apologies were crucial for maintaining social balance. They helped resolve conflicts, showed accountability, and kept communities connected. Without them, even small disputes could grow into major rifts.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that how has apology culture evolved over time?
Yeah, that's a really cool evolution. Over time, apologies have become more formalized, especially with legal systems and public figures. In modern times, we see public apologies in the media and politics and even on social media. There's a bigger emphasis now on being genuine, taking accountability, and showing real change.
So ChatGPT, tell me that did historical leaders publicity apologize publicly?
Yeah, they absolutely did, though not always as often or as openly as today. For instance, leaders like Nelson Mandela or the Dalai Lama have offered public apologies for past injustices or harms. It was often a big step toward reconciliation and healing.
Okay, ChatGPT. My next question is that how did traditional shape apology behavior?
That's a great one. Tradition really sets the tone. In many cultures, there were specific rituals, like kneeling, bowing, or using formal language that showed humility and respect. These traditions gave structure to apologies, making them more sincere and binding in their time.
Okay, my next question is that why do we feel guilty after mistake?
Yeah, that's really human, right? Guilt often comes from our values and empathy. We care about others and we care about doing the right thing. So when we mess up, that guilt is a signal that we want to make things right and align with our morals.
So ChatGPT tell me that how does apologizing affect mental peace?
Yeah, that's a really important connection. When we apologize, it can lift a huge emotional weight. It helps us process guilt, fosters forgiveness, and allows us to move forward with more clarity. So, in many cases, it really does bring a sense of mental relief and peace.
So ChatGPT tell me that why do sincere apologize heal emotional pain?
That's a beautiful question. Sincere apologies heal because they show the person that their feelings matter. When someone takes the time to genuinely acknowledge hurt, it creates a sense of validation. That recognition, paired with accountability, lets people feel seen and safe, which starts the process of emotional healing.
Okay, my next question is that can apology reduce anger?
Yeah, it definitely can. A sincere apology can show the person that their anger is being heard and respected. When they feel acknowledged, it can de escalate the situation, soften the tension, and open the door to calmer, more productive conversations.
So ChatGPT tell me that why do some people struggle to apologize?
Yeah, that's really common. Some people struggle because they worry it makes them look weak, or they might be afraid of conflict, or even fear losing control. Sometimes it's also because they have a hard time expressing vulnerability or admitting imperfection.
So ChatGPT, can you tell me that does empathy play a role in apologizing?
Absolutely. Empathy is at the heart of a good apology. When we truly understand and feel the other person's pain or perspective, our apology becomes more genuine. It shows we're not just saying words, but that we really care about their experience. And that fosters real connection and healing.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, can you tell me how does tone affect the meaning of sorry?
Yeah, tone is really crucial. A calm, sincere tone can make a sorry feel genuine and heartfelt, while a rushed or flat tone can make it seem insincere or forced. So the way we say sorry really shapes how it's received.
Okay, so my next question is that how does saying sorry strengthen relationships?
That's a great question. When we say sorry sincerely, it shows that we value the other person and we're willing to be vulnerable. That trust building helps the relationship grow stronger because both people feel seen, respected, and understood.
So ChatGPT, can you tell me that can apology rebuild trust?
Yes, it really can. When an apology is sincere, it shows accountability. And over time, if backed by consistent actions, it can really restore trust. It signals that the person is committed to change, and that reliability is what rebuilds that trust step by step.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that why is apology essential in friendships?
Yeah, that's really key. In friendships, we rely on trust and emotional safety. When we apologize, it repairs that safety net, showing we care about their feelings and that we take responsibility. Without apologies, small misunderstandings can really strain a friendship, so they're a crucial part of keeping that bond strong.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me how do apologize help family relationships?
Yeah, apologies are really vital in family relationships because they create a space for healing and openness. Families often have deep emotional ties, so when one person apologizes, it can break down resentment, foster forgiveness, and help everyone feel heard, which is so important for long term family harmony.
So is forgiveness possible without apology?
That's a really thoughtful question. Forgiveness can happen without an apology, but it's often harder. Sometimes people forgive for their own peace, not because the other person asked for it. But an apology can really pave the way because it acknowledges the harm and gives that forgiveness a kind of shared foundation.
Okay, my next question is that what what makes an apology genuine?
Great question. A genuine apology is specific. It names what went wrong, it takes full responsibility, and it expresses real remorse. Plus, it includes a commitment to change. So it's not just words, it's a promise to do better and show it over time.
Okay, so my next question is that do all cultures apologize the same way?
That's a really important point. No, they don't. Different cultures have varied ways of expressing apology. Some might rely on formal language, some on gestures, some on community based reconciliation. So the meaning and weight of an apology can really shift depending on the cultural context.
Okay, so my next question is that how do culture values influences apologize?
Yeah, culture plays a huge role. For example, in some cultures, humility and saving face are really important, so apologies might be indirect or formal. In other cultures, directness and clarity are valued, so a straightforward apology is key. So each culture sets its own norms for what makes an apology effective and appropriate.
Okay, so ChatGPT, my next question is that are some cultures more apologetic than others?
Yeah, definitely. Some cultures do place a bigger emphasis on frequent apologies, especially those that value harmony and group cohesion, like some East Asian cultures. In contrast, other cultures might stress individualism, so apologies might be less frequent. It really depends on the cultural values around social responsibility and hierarchy.
Okay, my next question is that how do gestures express apology without words?
That's a really subtle but powerful part of communication. Guests might bow, they might offer a small gift, or even just a gesture, like a slight nod or a pause in conversation. Those nonverbal cues can carry a huge emotional weight, signaling regret or sorry to repair the relationship without saying a word.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is that why is respect connected with apology?
That's a really key connection. Respect is at the core because an apology acknowledges the other person's worth and feelings. When we respect someone, we take their hurt seriously. And apologizing is a way of honoring that. It says, I value you and I care about how my actions affected you.
Okay, nice. So my next question is that are online apologies effective?
That's a great question. Online apologies can be effective, but it really depends on how genuine they are. A heartfelt, thoughtful message can still convey accountability and care, but sometimes the lack of in person cues makes it harder to fully repair trust or show real remorse.
So ChatGPT is texting story as meaningful as saying it face to face.
It can be meaningful, but it's a bit different. Texting a sorry can still show care and thought, but it lacks that immediate emotional presence. Face to face, you can see body language, hear tone, and respond in real time. So while texting can be a good first step, a face to face apology often deepens that connection.
So ChatGPT, tell me that can digital communication cause more misunderstandings?
Yeah, it really can. Without tone of voice, body language, or immediate feedback, things can easily be misinterpreted. A simple phrase can come across as harsh or dismissive, so it takes extra care to be clear and intentional in digital communication.
Okay, so my next question is that why do people post public apologize on social media?
Yeah, that's pretty common these days. People often use public apologies on social media to take accountability in front of a larger audience, maybe to stop rumors or just to show they recognize the harm they've caused. It can help with transparency, but it also needs to be sincere because if it feels performative, it can backfire.
So ChatGPT, my next question is that how can we make online apologize sincere?
That's a great question. To make them sincere, you really want to be specific about what you did wrong, take full responsibility, express genuine remorse, and outline how you plan to make amends or improve. And make sure your tone is humble and your language is clear so it doesn't sound rushed or forced.
So ChatGPT, can you tell me that why is apology important in the workplace?
Yeah, absolutely. In the workplace, apologies help maintain trust and professionalism. When mistakes happen, a sincere apology shows accountability, respects colleagues, and helps prevent bigger breakdowns in teamwork and morale. It really keeps the workplace more respectful and open.
So ChatGPT, my next question is that can leaders gain respect by apologizing?
Absolutely. When leaders apologize sincerely, it shows humility and accountability. It humanizes them and it builds trust because people see that they're willing to take responsibility and lead with integrity. So, done right, an apology can really earn a leader a lot of respect.
Okay, so my next question is that how does apology improve teamwork?
Yeah, that's a big one. When team members apologize, it opens up communication and shows a commitment to the group's goals. It reduces resentment, clears misunderstandings, and helps everyone focus on collaboration instead of holding on to past mistakes.
So ChatGPT, can you tell me that should professionals apologize for small mistakes?
Yeah, they definitely can. Even small mistakes, when acknowledged, show integrity and care. It keeps trust intact, prevents tiny issues from growing, and just signals that they take their role seriously. So it's a small gesture, but it can have a big impact.
Okay, so my next question is that can apology prevent workplace conflicts?
Absolutely. A timely, sincere apology can really diffuse tension before it escalates. It shows that you respect your colleagues, you take responsibility, and you're committed to working through issues. So by addressing problems early, it really helps prevent bigger conflicts down the line.
So ChatGPT, does apologizing help personal growth?
Yeah, it really does. Apologizing forces us to reflect on our actions, take accountability, and recognize how we affect others. That self awareness and humility help us grow, build stronger relationships, and become more empathetic in the long run.
Okay, my next question is that how does apology teach humility?
Yeah, that's a really great point. An apology requires us to admit that we were wrong or that we hurt someone, and that's a very humbling experience. It takes us out of defensiveness and reminds us that we're all human, fallible, and capable of growth.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that can saying sorry make someone emotionally stronger?
Yeah, it really can. When we apologize and take responsibility, we confront our own imperfections. That self awareness can build emotional resilience because it shows that we can face mistakes, learn from them, and come out stronger on the other side.
Okay, so my next question is that why is self-reflection important before apologizing?
Yeah, self reflection is key because it helps us understand exactly what went wrong, why it happened, and how it impacted the other person. Without that pause, we might just say sorry as a formality, but reflection lets us make a real informed apology that comes from a place of understanding.
So ChatGPT, can apologizing to yourself be healing?
Yeah, it really can. Sometimes we're hardest on ourselves, and apologizing internally helps us release guilt and self judgment. It's a way of acknowledging that we deserve compassion too, and that can be really healing for our self esteem and growth.
So ChatGPT, what happens when people refuse to apologize?
Yeah, that's tough. When people refuse to apologize, it can lead to unresolved tension, resentment, and a breakdown in trust. Without that acknowledgement, the other person often feels dismissed or invalidated, and that can really strain a relationship or create long term distance.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that can sincere apologize make society kinder?
Yeah, I think it really can. When we model sincere apologies, it sets a tone of accountability and empathy. People see that, and it encourages a culture where mistakes are gently addressed, relationships are valued, and people treat each other with more patience and understanding. So it really can ripple out and make society a bit kinder.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that why is what is one apology lesson everyone should remember?
I think one key lesson is that a good apology isn't just about saying sorry, it's about showing genuine understanding and commitment to do better. So it's not just the words, it's the follow through and the ongoing effort to change behavior.
So ChatGPT, my next question is that why is apologizing important for human connection?
Yeah, that's really important. Apologizing in human connections is key because it restores trust, it shows that we care about a relationship, and it creates space for vulnerability. When both people feel heard and respected, it deepens that bond, making the connection more resilient and genuine.
So ChatGPT, can you tell me that can apology exist without regret?
That's an interesting thought. I'd say ideally, a genuine apology does come with regret because it's about recognizing harm. That regret is what makes it authentic. Without regret, the words might just feel empty or performative. So the feeling behind the apology is really essential.
So my next question is that why do people sometimes apologize even when they are right?
Yeah, that happens a lot. Sometimes people apologize not because they think they're at fault, but because they want to preserve the relationship, avoid escalation, or just keep the peace. It's a way of showing care, even if they don't fully agree on the blame.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, tell me that is saying sorry a social expectations?
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is. Many cultures and social settings expect an apology after harm, even if it's just to keep things smooth. But the challenge is when it's just a social expectation, it can lose its sincerity. So it's really powerful when it's driven by genuine care, not just obligation.
My next question is that does apology reflect good character?
Yeah, it really does. When someone apologizes sincerely, it shows humility, accountability, and a willingness to grow. It's a sign that they care about their values, their actions, and how they affect others. So it really is a good reflection of good character.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT tell me that can apology remove emotional distance?
Yeah, it really can. When you apologize sincerely, it bridges that gap by acknowledging the hurt and showing you care. That kind of openness can reestablish trust, foster empathy, and ultimately bring people closer together, easing that emotional distance.
So ChatGPT tell me that why do small apologies matter?
Yeah, that's a great point. Small apologies matter because they show daily care and respect. They prevent little misunderstandings from growing, they keep communication open, and they signal that we're paying attention to each other's feelings. So even small apologies help build a greater culture of trust and kindness.
Okay, my next question is that how does apology reduce emotional burden?
Yeah, that's a big one. Apologizing helps reduce emotional burden by releasing guilt or resentment. When we say sorry, we acknowledge the impact, and that allows both sides to release some of that emotional weight. It clears the air so we don't have to carry it around anymore.
Okay, my next question is that can apology control anger?
Yeah, it really can. A sincere apology can help calm someone down because it shows they're being heard and respected. It diffuses the immediate tension and it gives the other person a chance to feel validated, which often reduces their anger over time.
So ChatGPT, my next question is that why do people feel lighter after apologizing?
Yeah, that's really common. After apologizing, people often feel this sense of relief because they've let go of the guilt or the fear of unresolved conflict. It's like they're no longer carrying that emotional weight, so they can move forward with a clearer mind.
Okay, so my next question is that why is
Of course.
accepting mistake difficult?
Yeah, that's a really human struggle. Accepting mistakes can be hard because it touches on our pride or fear of failure. We worry about how others will see us or whether we'll lose control. But when we get comfortable owning mistakes, it really opens the door to growth and trust.
So tell me that why is accepting mistake difficult?
Yeah, it's tough because it makes us confront vulnerability. We often tie our sense of self worth to being right or competent, so admitting we were wrong can feel like a threat to our identity. But it's precisely that discomfort that helps us grow and we push through it.
So ChatGPT, does apology increase emotional maturity?
Yeah, it really does. Apologizing requires us to recognize our impact on others, take responsibility, and manage our emotions. Over time, that practice of owning mistakes and considering others' feelings helps us grow more emotionally aware and mature.
Okay, that's a great answer. So ChatGPT, can apology improve self-awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. When we apologize, we have to reflect on what we did and how it affected someone else. That reflection helps us see patterns in our behavior, recognize blind spots, and better understand our emotions and triggers. So it's a real step toward deeper self awareness.
So my next question is that how do apologize rebuild broken trust?
Yeah, that's a big one. Apologies rebuild trust by showing that we take responsibility and that we care about the other person's feelings. When we not only say sorry, but also take steps to change, it shows consistency and commitment. Over time, that reliability helps repair the bond and rebuild trust.
So tell me that why are apologies essential in friendships and can apology save relationships?
Yeah, absolutely. In friendships, apologies are essential because they show that we value the relationship and that we're willing to take responsibility. When we genuinely apologize, it opens the door to healing and it can absolutely save or strengthen a relationship by restoring trust and showing care.
So tell me that how do couples use apology to resolve conflict?
Yeah, that's really important. In couples, an apology can be a turning point. It helps each person feel heard and valued. When they apologize sincerely, it diffuses the tension, rebuilds trust, and shows a commitment to understanding each other. So it's a powerful tool for resolving conflict and growing closer.
So ChatGPT, how does apology show respect? Can you give me answer in 2 lines?
Sure. An apology shows respect by acknowledging the other person's feelings and validating their experience. It says, I value you and your perspective, and I care about the impact I had.
So viewers, this is my chat GPT. Hope so you like it. Meet you in next video. Pakistan Zindabad. Khuda Hafiz.